Hey there. Today I want to introduce you the Internet Coast version 1.0 project. I'm the team member, Ariel Noble. The product owner of this project is Dale Gregory, who's the president of Internet Coast organization. The mentor for this project was Mohsen Taheri, and the instructor, Professor Masoud Sajjadi. So let's talk about what Internet Coast is. So the main problem here is how difficult it is to raise capital for startups. How how it is a challenging and time-consuming task. And so the main idea behind the product is to be able to bring the money to the people who actually need it. In this case, we're talking about entrepreneurs, we're talking about small companies, small businesses, and particular thing about this project is that the money that we're talking about, it's actually money that it's allocated from the government, and it's money that it's available every year. As you can see in this table that we're seeing here, uh, the the most right column shows the amount of money that goes to South Florida from those programs and those source of funding that the government provides. In the middle, you will see the state of Florida and the total for the United States. So you can see that the amount of money that comes to South Florida it's actually a minimum amount compared to Florida itself as a state, and if you compare to the United States, so the numbers are even smaller. So I want to show you the what Internet Coast organization is. Let's go to their website, and this is the existing portal for them. You can search on the internet www.icoast.com, and this is what they have right now. So what we're gonna be working on will be mainly related to the business opportunities. And so what's what we have here? So we mainly have three sources of funding. One of them is the competitive programs. The other one is the SBIR, STTR program, and the other one is the state and federal grant programs. So the idea is that okay, so let me show you really quick how they manage all this information currently. If we go to the competitive programs, for example, you can see that there is a list here which is organized by topics or categories. Let's say, for example, information technology and software. So what we get, it's basically a PDF document, which is a document that they put together manually, and finally they upload this document to the portal, to the icoast.com. And here you can see the competitive event, so all the data that they manage. So now let's see the SBIR STTR program. So basically the same, they have everything organized by topic, and let's see how it looks. So as you can see, it's also a PDF document. So they do basically the same process for all the funding sources. And so when I was presented this project by Del Gregory and we had our first conversation, the idea was that we had to we will go through mainly three steps with this project. The first step will be get rid of most of the manual process. I mean, automating most of the process that they use right now to create these materials that you see here. The second step will be allowing the clients, I mean the potential applicants to these grants, allowing them to search through our website the topics. As you can see right now, this is just a PDF document. This is not even an HTML page. There is no list. There is no search capability. There is no filtering capability. And then the third step will be creating like a subscription functionality to the system where people who is interested in particular topics can subscribe to it and be notified every time we upload a new information regarding the topics that they are interested in. So with that being said, uh, let's go back again to our presentation and talk about the solution. So these are some screenshots of how the solution looks like right now. What I tried to create was like a proof of concept project for this first version of the iCoast and present this work to Dell. I mean the product owner, and see if this aligns with the idea that he has about what ultimately the software should look like. So what we have here is well, this right here shows how the competitive programs looks like. So the business opportunities over here has a list with the three categories of business opportunities, and here, well, I'll show this in more details later. So mainly for the first version, I created a list of homes which is going to be available for the users of the system. I mean, in this case, by users, I mean potential applicants, or let's say readers, persons who are not administrators, basically. Everyone who accesses the system but is not an administrator. So they will be able to see the list of funds, and the administrators are going to be able to add competitive programs, logging into the system in order to do so, and they are going to be able also to add federal and state grants. So the SBIR and STDR programs, a connector was created for that purpose, since the what we have to do is actually connect to a website, read the HTML file, read the HTML file, parse that HTML file, and grab the information that we want to store in our system and make it available through the list of fonts to everyone who accesses the system. So the architecture for the system has three main components. First, we have a web application, which is an MVC, ASP.NET MVC web application. Then we have what I'm calling the connectors, which are basically small programs that we can later deploy as probably Windows services or jobs or like a scheduled task. And basically what they do, as I mentioned before, they connect to a particular website, read the HTML page, parse that information, and input that data into our system. So we also have what I call the infrastructure, which is code that is reused through the whole system. Code that is useful for features like security, diagnostics, data, the user interface, for example. We also have the model, which contains all the information, all the entities, basically. This is not the we should not confuse this with the traditional model view controller architecture pattern, because in this particular project, what I did was actually extracting the module part from the MVC and put it in a separate project, so we can access it not only from the web application but also from the connectors. We also have the data access layer, which is basically the layer that connects to the database and translates what we get, what we read from the database into our models, and then later we use those objects into our projects to show data or to create new data, whatever uh, we need. And so that's pretty much it. What's was created for this first version of the Internet Coast. There is a huge space for improvement in this project. There is so much work to do. The intention with this first version was like creating like a foundation for the project, like the architecture. So that future development can be built over it, and it's easily customizable and extendable, scalable. I mean, so that was the intention with the first version, and creating, as I said, a proof of concept for the product owner. Where you guys are seeing here is the class diagram, which is we don't have too many classes well, this is mainly the entities, the main entities of the project, which are not much of them, because basically all what we manage here is funds information, and they are all basically the same with the exception of some fields. We have the agencies, we have the sources. I'm going to explain later what they are. And then we have users and roles in the system, and this very important interface that is used to track all the entities when they were created, when we modify them, that sort of information. So for as I mentioned before, for the project was I used Microsoft ASP.NET MVC for the web application, SQL Server as the database, IIS. Well, in this case, since the application is not deployed yet, uh, it's basically using IIS Express, which is the version that comes with Visual Studio. And for the UI was used Bootstrap, jQuery, and jQuery UI. So this is pretty much it regarding the technology that was used for the project. And now I want to explain you a little bit more about the solution. I mean, I mentioned that the connectors connect to different websites and read the information from the from the HTML page and parse that information. So I want to talk a little bit about that. So let's go here and let me tell you first that, okay, so we have the competitive programs. For the competitive programs, there is a form in the web application. The product owner goes there and input the information. This is not an automated process because that's what was requested by the product owner. He only wanted to have like a form where he was able to input all the information and save. For the SBIR, STTR programs, this is the part that I use the connectors because there are too many. The thing is that we have, for example, the Department of Defense. Okay, SBIR, STTR by itself is an organization. And if we go there, oh, let's see what's going on here. This is the guy. So if we go here and we go and we search open, you can see that we have here the agencies. Remember that I mentioned the agencies before? So what are the agencies? So mainly the government agencies like the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Defense, the Department of Commerce. So why is this so complicated? Well, because the problem is that, for example, the Department of Defense, which was used for this proof of concept, itself has, as you can see here, like sub agencies. So it's really difficult to manage all of them at the same time because they don't post the information in the same way, and the way we read the information for every single one of them, it's different. So that's why I had to create connectors. I only create a connector so far, but I'm envisioning that we are gonna have to create a connector for every single department or agency or wherever we need to read the information from. So in the solution here we have the connectors. This is for the DoD, Department of Defense, and the one that it's created already read the information from the Army. So we would have to create, for example, for the Navy, for the Air Force, for all of them, every single one of them. And now let's talk about the last part, which is the state and federal grants. So for the state and federal grants, uh, an interface was provided to the through the system to the product owner, that all they have to do is they have to go to this website, grants.government, and here we have the option of search the grants. So this is another table of information. As you can see, there is a lot of information here. So all we do here, we basically filter by the categories that we want. Then we export this information here. Excuse me, as an CSV file. We save that file, and then later we import that file into our system, and that's the way we see the database of the iCoast system. So let's run it and let's see how it looks like. Here we go. It's loading. It takes some time because it's currently in the development environment. Okay, so here we go. This is how it looks like. First we get like an overview of what is this about, and then if we go to the business opportunities, so then we have a list here. We can see the competitive programs. At this point we don't have any in the system yet. The state and federal grants, you see the list here, and for the SBIR STTR programs we don't have any neither. And so this is the login feature that I mentioned before, which is only available, which is meant to be for the admin of the system. So they log in, and then they have this menu at the top where they can manage the information. For the SBIR STDR programs, as I told you, there is a process that runs the Windows service, so they don't have to manage actually this information. For the comparative programs, they have the list here, and they can add a new program if they want using this interface right here. And for the state and federal grants, this is the list. And over here, all they have to do, they browse the file that I told you. Over here, they open it, they upload it to the system. Oh, they have to put a topic first. And that's pretty much how the system works. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys watch the next videos in this series, so you get like a better understanding of the system. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.